So in the last video, we put Chatfish Mini up against Lemonfish, and somehow, someway, Chatfish Mini managed to come back and beat Lemonfish. So that made me wonder just how good Chatfish Mini is. I was gonna do this exact same video with Lemonfish, but you know. Anyways, I'm gonna go up against bots until Chatfish Mini loses. I felt like the best place to start was right where Chatfish 2 lost against Sven. So we're gonna see if Chatfish Mini, for one, is any better, and if it is, we're gonna see how much better. And to keep things apples to apples, I'm going to give Chatfish Mini the white pieces every single game, even though now it can also play with the black pieces just fine. We're just gonna keep going with white to get the best comparison. But anyways, let's just get into the game and see how Chatfish Mini does. Interesting starting move. Even more interesting starting move from Sven with the knight out to the rim. We're going for, doesn't look like a double fianchetto, but definitely something going on getting these available squares to move. Looks interesting. Okay, brings the bishop out to the rim. So unlike Chatfish 2, who went for the fianchetto, this bishop just wants to cover squares. Doesn't matter if it's covering the central squares. Sven blocks it. And you may notice that these moves are absolutely instant. Chatfish Mini had an artificial delay for the live stream and the video, but now that's no longer the case. It's making moves literally instantly. Gives a nice check with the queen, but it gets blocked, and the queen just goes all the way back. Some more development. Now it's going for this sort of late fianchetto, pitting that knight to the rook, but the bishop defends. Queen comes out. Some real queen aggression here. Continues to push. Now this pawn's a little bit weak. Eval drops in Sven's favor, but I guess not too much. Now Chatfish Mini also bringing the knight out to the rim. Gets to attack the bishop. Nice. Apparently that's not a good move though, for whatever reason. Castles, sure. Whoa, Sven blunders a bishop. Hopefully Chatfish Mini sees this. Yep, right away takes. And we'll see if Sven blunders the rook as well. Nope, not quite. Blocks with the pawn. Mini just captures with the pawn. Fair enough. Pushes the pawn, instant capture. Now moves the knight down. I think this is winning a pawn for Chatfish Mini. Takes. Sven surely will take back. Yep. And then we don't see the pawn fall. Oh, actually, I'm drawing arrows on the wrong square, or on the wrong board. This square would trap the rook. So good on Chatfish to not take, instead just pushing a pawn, which is a little bit interesting. I guess it could have been interesting if we saw captures, then we could have maybe pushed with a discover check. I don't know how that would have gone. Very strange. Anyway, we have castles from Sven. And now this pawn gets captured. Sven takes with queen. Queen side's out of the way. This does give up oh, it's a check. No, it does not give up a pawn. Knight blocks. Now, oh yeah, threatening checkmate. Is there any way to stop this? Apparently there is. Sven just blocks with the knight. Surely that's just a free, still not free though, because that rook would hang. Actually, no, I am mistaken, because if the knight goes here, then that's just checkmate. Wait, hold on. What am I missing here? It could just escape to here. I'm mistaken. Not checkmate. But Chatfish still goes for this. Surely it's still just fine to go for. Could be, I don't know about winning a queen. Captures, okay, gets a pawn out of it. Now has the option to trade queens, but I don't know if that's the best. I was gonna say, because the rook still can get taken. Blocks the whole queen thing with this rook. Knight does not come in to attack the rook. Perhaps there's something I'm missing, or perhaps it's something that Sven's missing. Chatfish Mini just grabbing some pawns. All right, yeah, Chatfish Mini attacks with a knight on this pinned rook, so it's gonna be winning material, it looks like. Knight side's out of the way. Not sure why the knight doesn't want to come in here. Come in here. It just seems like a no-brainer for me to win the exchange. That's fine though. Knight captures rook. Queen takes. Chatfish Mini does not want to trade, instead goes for this check, which will end up winning this rook, it looks like. See if there's anything else to be done before that. Nope, just takes. So the bishop's probably gonna fall, very likely. No, instead giving up a knight for a pawn. And Chatfish Mini instead going for this check first, which may win a pawn, maybe even a bit more. Takes this pawn. King side's down. Oh, I hope that Chatfish Mini doesn't repeat here. It very well might. King simply sides down, another check. Uh-oh. I mean, the king's going into different squares. Okay, now takes the knight, so we're not in danger of repeating, thankfully. Uh-oh. Back to this. Surely Chatfish will trade now. Because it's up so much material that I think it would want to. It's getting close. Mate in 3. I don't think Chatfish can quite see mate in... it might. Depth of 5, I think it sees 2.5. But surely now it'll find the mate. Yep, looks like that's exactly what it's going for. And checkmate. I don't even know if it's worth doing a best of 3. I think we should go with the black pieces but I don't know if I want to... Ugh, that's strange. I think this is so decisive that we should just move on to the next bot. All right, so now we have to pick from the 1200 bots. Let's go with Wilson. All right, we see the same exact... Actually, no, not quite the same exact opening. Now going for some kind of Fianchetto here. Interesting that it's switching it up a bit. Instant Fianchetto. Now a night move. Not sure exactly what's going on here. This is a different Chatfish Mini inaccuracy, sure. Wilson's going for some solid openings. Kind of. I guess the pawn structure is a little bit weird, but if it went for this Fianchetto, that would have been definitely solid. Chatfish Mini brings the knight to the rim, looking for potentially a fork of sorts. Rook just comes here, and Chatfish Mini does go for this fork. Engine doesn't like it. I guess it doesn't win material, but I mean, Mini goes for it anyways. This gets castling rights, which is nice. Now attacking this knight. Not sure what this queen move does. Seems a little bit random. I guess the idea would have been to check the king. Simply says out of the way, and we have a pawn push. Eval way up. Not sure why that is necessarily good. Chatfish might end up going for taking the knight. Yeah, we do see it take the knight, and then it will win a pawn in the end, I believe. But that's not what happens. Instead, bishop takes this knight first, trading down. Engine doesn't quite like that, but I guess it's fine. And yep, now this pawn falls. This rook puts pressure on where we're about to potentially castle. But this rook pins the bishop to the queen. All right, now queen putting some pressure on this rook. I mean, it's not really much pressure. Free pawn, though. Not sure why Chatfish allowed that. Now, going after this pawn, which is going to be hard to defend, now not defendable, and there's also this potential skewer. Chatfish does take the pawn. This bishop, importantly, still very much pinned. Okay, king slides down. Oh, wow. Yeah, putting pressure on the pinned piece. This rook must move. And it doesn't even, so the pawn's going to take it, surely. Yep. And even still, there's some... Okay, yeah, the king moves out of the way. If it didn't, there would have been another rook falling. Oh, it happens anyways. What am I thinking? And the bishop can't even take. The king would just have to slide out of the way, yeah. Wow, another rook falls, and this is just a slaughter. You see the queen come back, defending this pawn, and the bishop, of course, defending. Mate 19, apparently. Queen trade does come through, which makes the evaluation slip a little bit, but, I mean, it's just... Wow. Chatfish Mini is a beast, and it's just gonna go pawn grabbing. Hopefully we don't see a draw. That would be sad, but I have a feeling that we aren't. All right, surely. Yep, just takes another pawn. Now, Wilson with no pieces remaining. Just gonna be a quick pawn push, it looks like. I don't know if Chatfish Mini knows to just go for pawn pushes at this stage in the game, but we're gonna find out. Defending pawns, sure. Uh-oh. Okay, we don't see repetition, which is nice. Okay, now it's finally getting the idea. I think it's going to queen. Sure enough, nothing for Wilson to do. No stalemate traps, no nothing. Queen comes out. Mate in 4 on the board. I don't think Chatfish will see that, but it might fall into it on accident. Nope, sure enough, it's just... I don't know about the one pawn push. Perhaps because it's defended. The evaluation preferred that. Now the king, or the rook coming down, rather. Mate in 5. Yeah, it's going to take a second for it to find it. Mate in 3, it will almost see. Yeah, no, it's just going for pawn pushes. Rook comes through. Oh, mate in 2, it should see this. 100%. Yep, checkmate on the board. And Wilson goes down in an absolute slaughter. Chatfish Mini is probably way better than me even at this point. Maybe I should play against it. I would be the next step as a 1300. I say let's just skip 1300 altogether and go straight for, let's go against Ali. We see yet another new opening move. Chatfish Mini has some variance, which is nice. Very strange. I guess no longer susceptible to the fool's mate, so pushing the F pawn is not too bad. But now Ali looking for it. Very interesting aggression. Moves the queen again. Valuation not really liking Chatfish's position now, except for right after every single move that Ali makes. All right, takes a pawn. Mini has a pretty big center. Queen keeps getting bullied around though. It certainly won't blunder it, thankfully. Yet Ali's just moving his pieces back and forth, not making much progress. I guess Chatfish Mini isn't making a ton of progress either, but certainly more than Ali, and not blundering any pieces yet. All right, simply blocking that queen attack with a pawn. Bring in knight out to the rim. Very strange that these bots like to do that, but it's fine. I guess it was one of only a few ways to defend. Bishop going after this knight now. Perhaps it'll trade. It does like to trade when it's up material. There's a fork on the board. Actually, no, because the pawn's pinned, it wouldn't quite work. But now, ooh, at risk of losing a rook, this might... I'm surprised that Stockfish likes this for white so much. Yeah, you can just take the pawn. Now queen slides out of the way. What happens now? Now rook just simply goes here. Now you can... Okay, how is that forced? I'm a little bit confused. Takes the pawn. Oh, apparently a very bad move from Chatfish, but Ali doesn't see why it is bad. Obviously, Chatfish doesn't either. Attacks the queen, sure. Queen's surely gonna move out of the way. Yep, bring the knight in now. There's a decent threat on the board, but it doesn't, yeah, Ali sees it. Now attacking this queen that is not defended. The knight even takes. What a strange set of moves that just happened there. Now the valuation slightly in Ali's favor. It's okay. I'm just going to stop looking at Stockfish. It's very erratic. Attacking this knight, sure. Apparently very bad. Knight comes off the board. We'll probably see the knight capture. We do. This bishop's kind of been not hanging because there's been other threats, I guess, but under attack for a while. This check very bad, apparently. I said I wasn't going to look at Stockfish, but I've been looking at Stockfish. Finds a fork that does nothing. King moves down. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. Mate in 6. Do you think Ali sees the mate in 6? Apparently not. Attacks the queen. Queen simply moves out of the way. Mate in 7. Knight comes off the board. We see the trade. So Chatfish is, I was going to say out of danger, but apparently it's mate in 13. There's still room for Ali to mess this up. Now it's only 4.4 advantage. Chatfish finds a check. King size out of the way. Now defending this knight. Very important, but apparently that's not a good move. Okay. Chatfish finds a check. Apparently that's not the move to make. Maybe trading was the best. Oh, wow. There's a draw here. I don't know if Chatfish Mini will see it. Maybe he will. Blocks with the knight. Quick captures. Apparently that's the right way to go. Wow. Looks like Chatfish Mini might have salvaged a draw and is even looking for more. Has the king out of the way. Still zeros on the eval. Wow. And it just swung right back into Chatfish's favor with that move. This probably isn't the right way to, the right way to take advantage of it. But still, I don't think this is going to end in a draw anytime super soon. Wow. Advantage Chatfish big time. Going for some pawns, sure. Not too bad. Giving up a pawn by the looks of it, though. Chatfish loves these checks. I'm sure it's going to go for a queen trade as soon as it can. It's just picking up pawns at this point. Maybe not. But why is this pawn not hanging? Surely it is. Not sure that queen isn't taking it. Okay, we get another fork. Pawn comes up. Another check. It's going to be, you can't save all the pawns, I don't think. Instead, bishop check comes out. No mate on the board yet, but Chatfish picking up pawns, as he loves to do. Just going around the board with these checks. Surely at some point, there's going to be a win for Chatfish somewhere. Ooh, getting out of check with the check. Loses the queen. Mate in 14. So I don't see how Chatfish ever loses this. Ali trying to push. We get a skewer on the pawn. Oh, just gives up the pawn. Surely you didn't have to do that. But the pawn comes off the board, and it's just a matter of time at this point. Yep. Immediately going for that pawn push. That's what you'd love to see. Probably would have preferred taking the last pawn, but that's fine. Mate in 6 makes the queen. And that's the last pawn off the board if Chatfish takes it, sure enough. Mate in 2. It should see it. Don't see why it wouldn't. Yep, mate in 1 next. And there we go. Oh, with this queen. Beats Ali. It was a little bit rough for a little bit, but in the end, quite convincing. I say we go up again. Two rating chunks, so up to 1600 if they're 1600. We're officially on the advanced bots, so let's see how we do against Pablo. Go with this move again. We see a fee in Keto. Very strange opening from Pablo. These bots love putting their knights on the rim, and also Chatfish Mini loves these single pawn moves. It knows how to move them twice, but it just doesn't like doing it sometimes. I wonder why that is. And again, sliding the queen just one square out of the way. Getting some central control. It's going to have to play very positionally against this 1600 if it wants to win. And that's not the way to do it. Losing a lot of board coverage. Oh, allowing this check, which would have been so close to checkmate if not for, well, I guess this knight, but also having this square freed up. Simply says out of the way. Of course, the knight's still hanging, so Pablo moves it out of the way. Finds a sort of fork. Oh, with that move. Oh, how does Fish take advantage of this? I'm not seeing it. Is that oh my, wow. Traps the queen. What a find. Incredible from Chatfish Mini. Getting a trapped queen against the 1600. Pins the knight. Apparently not the best, but it's fine. Pawn takes. Ooh, goes to get this knight. I'm not seeing, this pawn takes, and then what? Knight takes, attacks the rook. Rook slides out of the way. Interesting, okay. Gets a pawn. Interesting find from Chatfish Mini. Surely we're gonna see the knight get taken. We don't. Bishop wants to stay on the board. Up 6 points of material. I'm surprised that Mini didn't want to go for that trade. All right. Mini getting all the board coverage now. Another, is this a sacrifice? Of course, immediately gets taken. I don't think that is going to work out very well. Takes a pawn with discovered check. It's going to be a little bit dangerous. This bishop's going to be under attack, or this bishop's going to be attacking the queen rather. But yeah, surely Chatfish, not too worried. Attacks this rook, so the bishop isn't going to be able to move now. Rook slides out of the way. Oh, wow, a fork, and that will allow the pawn to push again, maybe? Yeah, but then the rook will just come up. I don't think that's quite gonna happen. It is what happens, though. Wow, so the rook just comes up now? Oh, I guess then the knight hangs. That's not even what happens. There's a fork on the rook even. Wow, the rook falls, and okay, well, the knight gets defended. Now the bishop under attack, that seems a little bit sketchy, but I guess it's fine. At least the rook wouldn't be allowed to take, or wouldn't be able to take, because it would lose the bishop. Instead, king slides out of the way. Have another check. Oh, wow. Another... Does this win? Oh, no, the knight's defending. So it doesn't quite win any material. Now the knight coming up. Surely this rook's going to come in to check. That'll be fun. Surprised that the rook doesn't take here. I suppose this check would have come next. So that's probably why. Chatfish picking up a pawn. Bishop gets attacked. I think it's a matter of time before this rook comes in. Sure enough, rook to b1. Another, okay, so this trade's likely to come through, and that'll force the rook to leave the defense. Well, I guess, oh no, wow. If I'm seeing this line correctly, it's gonna be, okay, it's mate in 3, so something else might happen, but even if knight takes, rook takes, check, and that's another rook off the board. I guess we'll see what happens. Bishop does come off the board. Mate in 2, okay, so it's officially gonna see whatever the mate is. Pawn pushes, we have a check, mate in 1, and checkmate. Chatfish Mini is officially taken down the 1600 bot Pablo. I am amazed. Oh, let's play that on the board. I forgot to actually play the move. And let's move on to the next bot. Let's go up to 1800. Let's go up against Lorenzo. I was gonna do best of 3s, but these games are just so convincing. We'll do a best of 3 once it loses. Okay. See an early pawn attack. Oh, giving up a lot of center. That's concerning. All right, forced to defend this pawn. Slightly better position for Chatfish, apparently. I don't know if it'll like it after this attack. Yeah, I mean, slightly better for Lorenzo. Simply attacks this knight. This doesn't seem very good, honestly. Okay, moves the queen back, offering a trade. I wonder if... Okay, Lorenzo does not take. Knight gets pinned. Sure. Very tight position. Takes the queen. We got the trade. Knight moves out of the way. We do see the bishop take the other bishop. Now this knight's kind of in no man's land, but slightly better for Lorenzo. Uh-oh. Okay, defending this fork, sure. That's looking kind of dangerous. Apparently the eval goes into Chatfish Mini's favor. Knight's out of the way. That's a pawn for Chatfish, but forced to move the knight out of the way. Now this pawn hanging, not anymore, but knight gets under attack. It'll have to move, and it's another pawn, it looks like. Yeah, Chatfish Mini, like it's nothing, just winning these pawns. We'll have to see if this can last into the end game, but this is incredible. This knight not looking very comfortable. Another piece surely going to come off the board for Lorenzo. What is happening? Okay, at the very least, he gets a little bit of material back. King goes into the center. It's so strange what we're seeing here. Attacks the other pawn. Potential fork too. Okay, it gets defended. I wonder if we'll see... Yeah, Chatfish brings his own rook in, and we have a fork winning a bishop. Of course, in exchange for this pawn, if Lorenzo wants to take it. Actually, no, it's even defended. Wow. We see a check, centralizing the bishop now. Now attacking the rook. We see a trade, very likely, as long as Lorenzo takes it. He does. Another pawn comes off the board. This seems like a juicy move. That's not what we see, though. Now this rook kind of stuck, not really liking where it is. This knight now defending this bishop, but not this pawn. Wonder why that's potentially good. Chatfish Mini finds a check. Yeah, now what? I'm not seeing how this is good. Has the king out of the way. Now attacks this knight. Knight slides out of the way. I guess that's fine. 2 pieces hanging, but you have to pick one. We see the knight defending the other knight instead of going for that trade. Only up 4 points of material now. So strange. Is that going to be a rook off the board? Why isn't this move... I guess it would be defending. The king could keep defending. Okay, we see the king slide out of the way. Still very good eval for Chatfish, but just one blunder away. Okay, that's another pawn off the board. King starts to come up. Gotta love these checks. Might go after the rook next, but this pawn isn't defended, so I'm not so sure. Nope, okay, going after a pawn. So it would be an equal exchange. Or, hold on, is this repeating? Yeah, this is looking dangerous. We don't, okay, no repetition. Knight just flying around the board. Gets pinned, there's a check. This knight doesn't look like it's having a great time. I guess the rook can defend, sure enough. That's what happens. Lorenzo just moving the king back. So is Chatfish. The knight is now free to move. Potentially, it looks like it's winning another pawn. Well, I guess for some reason Lorenzo doesn't take. Oh, wow. Potentially sacrificing a knight to promote. Wow. Apparently it's not going to work, but very bold. Pushing this pawn now. What is it seeing that I'm not? I don't know. Oh no. Okay, so it looks like it just lost a passed pawn. Unless it doesn't. But surely Lorenzo's gonna take the pawn with the king. Yep. And apparently drawn. I guess we will potentially see why. Nope. Last pawn comes off the board and starting to look better and better for Chatfish once again. Apparently king a2 is a blunder. Probably just because it's not promoting. That'll have to happen eventually. I don't know what this king shuffling or this rook shuffling is all about. It'll have to find a way through eventually. Uh-oh. Back to basically zeros. Just going for these checks and like nothing else. Ooh, going all the way to the end of the board. Stockfish likes it. Stockfish loves it. Now finally pushing. And Lorenzo's not doing anything about it. These checks are kind of wasting time, but it's fine. Uh-oh. Going for way too many checks. I'm getting a little bit concerned. This might end up being a threefold situation. Not quite. The king going to different squares. Now marching up the board. Now back to basically zeros. Surely, oh no. This is gonna end with threefold so soon. As long as Lorenzo goes back towards the center, I don't know if there's anything that can be done. Now pushes, but that's not what you want to do. Not capturing though, for whatever reason. This doesn't look very good. Obviously it says it's drawn. I believe that Lorenzo will probably be able to hold this to a draw. Yeah, and this looks like that's exactly how it's going to happen. Or this, yeah, this is surely a draw. Lorenzo's sure to take the rook. Yep, so that is a draw. All right, now let's see, let's give Chatfish the black pieces. And let's see what happens now. I think we've met our match for sure. We might be able to stretch up to 1900, but I don't think Chatfish Mini is quite a 2000 player. Whoa, what is this move? Chatfish Mini seems a bit confused. Don't know what the eval was there. Uh-oh. Danger of a fork. Lorenzo is being brutal with these attacks. I guess... Okay, yeah, now this is looking really dangerous. Blocking and attacking, sure. The knight doesn't have to move, but it does. Going for this check, potentially taking the bishop off the board. Just castles. Now this knight comes down since there's no more fork threat, but Lorenzo absolutely killing it. Not sure what that was all about. What is... Hold on. Why don't you take? Is there... Oh, that's checkmate. Wow, if takes and takes, that's checkmate. Is this gonna end up... Okay, we don't see repetition. Yeah, that's incredible. Takes. That's... Well, I guess it's not checkmate. No, it's not checkmate. I'm mistaken, but that is winning material. The rook has to block. Wow. All right, now it's under attack. This rook's getting a bit greedy, I guess. Yeah, just moves all the way back, wasting some moves. Surprised we don't see the knight come back to where it was, but that's fine. Deadly attack, it looks like. First move out of the way. Now this pawn comes under attack. Simply defends. This bishop's getting very aggressive. I don't know if we're going to potentially see a capture. We don't. It just slides all the way back. Chatfish getting a little bit scared. All right, loses the exchange. +5 for Lorenzo. I don't know what Chatfish Mini's thinking. These checks haven't really been working out too well. Okay, but it actually gets into a new position now. These knights just maneuvering. This trade seems reasonable. Instead, just Chatfish loses a pawn, and then Chatfish takes the trade. Rook takes, and wow, this net, it's getting closer and closer to checkmate. Just a rook here would end it. I'm drawing invitation on the wrong board, of course, but wow. It's just a matter of time at this point. These pawns are so deadly. Mate in 5. Will Lorenzo see it? Apparently not. Mate in 6. Uh-oh. This rook's gonna come in. Surely it's over at this point. That's not quite checkmate. All right, Chatfish looking to trade. Not gonna happen. Now surely this trade will come through. No. Bishop gets defended. Bishop takes pawn. Yeah, I'm not seeing how this is any good. Blocks with knight, sure. That's not the worst. Still losing material for sure. What is it now? Mate in 11. Last piece of material now officially off the board for Chatfish. And there we go. Not quite an 1800 player. Somewhere between 16 and 1800, it looks like. We might have to be more scientific about it later on, but I think we'll save that for Chatfish 3. Let's let the game finish out. There it is. Checkmate for Lorenzo, and Chatfish has fallen.